The 1980s was a wild decade for heavy machinery. While the world was busy with Walkmans, muscle cars, and early computers, construction and mining companies were quietly unleashing some of the most powerful excavators ever built. These weren't compact machines for backyard jobs. These were high-tonnage monsters designed to rip through rock, move mountains of overburden, and operate in mines and mega-projects where failure wasn't an option. Steel got thicker, hydraulic systems got stronger, engines more muscular, and operators suddenly found themselves commanding machines that felt closer to industrial beasts than simple tools. In this video, we'll look at 10 of the strongest heavy-duty excavators that came out of the 1980s, machines that defined an era of brute force and engineering ambition. Number 1. Demag H135S. When you talk about 1980s mining excavators, the Demag H135S deserves a place right at the top. Built by the German manufacturer Demag, this machine was designed not for construction sites, but for the brutal world of open-pit mining. The H135S was a true heavyweight, often weighing well over 250 tons depending on configuration. Its massive diesel power plant delivered enormous horsepower, driving powerful hydraulic pumps that fed energy into its gigantic boom stick and bucket system. This wasn't a machine that simply dug soil. It tore into hard rock, stripped overburden, and loaded ultra-large mining trucks all day, every day. The H135S stood out because of its balanced combination of raw strength and reliability. Mining operators needed machines that could work 20+ hours a day with minimal downtime, and Demag's approach to using heavy components, robust hydraulics, and a strong undercarriage made the H135S a trusted workhorse. Its bucket capacity could reach double-digit cubic meters, allowing each scoop to move several tons of material. In an era before ultra-modern electronics and GPS systems, this excavator relied on sheer mechanical muscle and proven engineering. The machine's massive tracks gave it excellent ground contact, allowing it to move across uneven pit floors and hostile terrain with confidence. Even today, the H135S is remembered in the mining world as one of the legendary German-built mining excavators of the 1980s, a symbol of a time when the solution to tough jobs was simply to build something bigger, heavier, and stronger. Number 2. O&K RH120. The O&K RH120, built by the German company Orenstein & Koppel, O&K, became one of the most iconic mining excavators of the late 90s. It was introduced as a medium to large mining excavator, but medium in mining terms still meant a machine weighing in the 200–250 ton range with enormous digging force. The RH120 was available both in diesel and electric configurations, which made it flexible for different types of mine sites, from coal to iron ore. For many mining operations, the RH120 hit the sweet spot, big enough to load large haul trucks efficiently, but not so massive that it became difficult to move or operate on tighter benches. What made the RH120 especially strong was its powerful bucket and boom combination. Depending on the setup, its bucket capacity often reached around 12–15 cubic meters, letting it load a large dump truck in just a handful of passes. The hydraulic system on this machine was advanced for its time, delivering high pressures for serious breakout force while still being relatively smooth and controllable. Operators appreciated the visibility from the cab, the logical placement of controls, and the feeling that they were in command of a serious piece of iron. Structurally, the machine used high-grade steel, reinforced pivot points, and a rugged undercarriage that was designed to withstand years of shock loading in rocky terrain. The RH120's success also helped shape the mining excavator market going into the 1990s and beyond. Many of the design philosophies used modular components, easy maintenance access, strong hydraulic drives became standard expectations for future machines. In short, in the world of 1980s heavy-duty excavators, the O&K RH120 was not just strong, it was influential, proving that you could combine extreme digging power with practicality and long service life. Number 3. Hitachi EX1800. In the 1980s, Japan wasn't just building cars and electronics, it was also quietly becoming a major force in heavy machinery. The Hitachi EX1800 is a perfect example. This massive hydraulic excavator was designed primarily for mining and large-scale earth-moving operations, and it showed the world that Japanese engineering could compete with the biggest names in Europe and America. With an operating weight in the 1,800-ton class and a powerful diesel engine, the EX1800 delivered huge breakout forces and impressive cycle times. One of the key strengths of the EX1800 was its hydraulic sophistication. Hitachi had a reputation for advanced hydraulic systems, and this machine used high-efficiency pumps and clever valve control to make sure that the engine's power was converted into smooth and precise motion. Even though it was a giant, the EX1800 could control its massive boom and bucket with surprising finesse. Operators often commented on how responsive the controls felt, allowing them to perform both rough digging and more precise operations when needed. This combination of power and control made the EX1800 a favorite in mines where productivity was king, but careful bench shaping and controlled digging were also important. The EX1800 also reflected Hitachi's focus on durability and ease of maintenance. Components like pumps, motors, and filters were placed for relatively easy access, which was a big advantage in remote mining locations where downtime directly cost money. The structural frame, car body, and undercarriage were heavily reinforced to handle years of hard impacts, twisting forces, and constant loading. In the tough world of 1980s mining, many machines earned a reputation, but only a few earned real respect. The Hitachi EX1800 was one of them, a Japanese-built heavy-duty excavator that proved it could stand shoulder to shoulder with the toughest machines of its era. Number 4. Komatsu PC1800. Another Japanese powerhouse from the 1980s was the Komatsu PC1800, a large mining and quarrying excavator that showed just how serious Komatsu was about competing in the big leagues. The PC series excavators from Komatsu started as construction machines, but as model numbers climbed, so did the size, weight, and power. By the time you reached the PC1800, you were dealing with a true heavy-duty machine, often tipping the scales at well over 150 tons. This model was used in large quarries, big infrastructure projects, and mining operations where only high-production machines made economic sense. The PC1800 was powered by a strong diesel engine driving multiple hydraulic pumps. These pumps fed oil into large cylinders that operated the boom, stick, and bucket. The result was serious digging muscle, capable of ripping into compacted earth, rocky ground, and blasted material with ease. The bucket capacities used on the PC1800 allowed it to move a massive volume of material in a short time, making it a favorite for high-output jobs. Komatsu also put great emphasis on structural strength. The boom and stick were built with large cross-sections and reinforced welds, designed to withstand constant loading and unloading under harsh conditions. What made the PC1800 particularly valuable was the balance between power, reliability, and operator comfort, for that era at least. The cab offered good visibility over the digging area and loading zones, with reasonably comfortable seating and clear gauges. Operators could work long shifts in demanding environments without being completely exhausted, which translated into better productivity. Komatsu's network of support and parts supply also helped keep these machines running for decades in some regions. Even after newer models arrived in the 1990s and 2000s, many PC1800 units stayed on the job, a testament to how ruggedly they were built. In the story of 1980s heavy-duty excavators, the PC1800 remains one of the most respected high-production machines from Japan. Number 5. Caterpillar 245. While the truly gigantic mining excavators were usually in the 150-ton class, not every heavy-duty hero of the 1980s had to be a mine monster. The Caterpillar 245 was a large crawler excavator that became a legend on big construction and industrial sites worldwide. Introduced in the late 1970s and widely used through the 1980s, the 245 was one of CAT's flagship heavy excavators, commonly used in tough applications like sewer work in hard ground, bulk earth moving, demolition, and quarry loading. For many contractors, if you needed serious power but didn't require a full mining class machine, the 245 was the go-to choice. The strength of the CAT 2045 came from its robust structure and powerful hydraulics. Its operating weight, typically around 50-60 tons depending on configuration, put it firmly in the heavy class. It was powered by a strong Caterpillar diesel engine that was famous for durability and torque. The hydraulic system gave the 2045 impressive digging and lifting abilities, making it capable of handling large buckets, heavy attachments, and serious workloads. The machine's undercarriage was built to cope with constant travel over rough ground, with heavy-duty rollers, idlers, and tracks that could handle years of abuse. Another big advantage of the 2045 was CAT's reputation for service and parts support, which meant these machines were more than just powerful, they were dependable. Operators appreciated the visibility from the cab and the straightforward controls. Mechanics liked the accessibility of major components and the availability of aftermarket parts. Even as technology advanced and newer models appeared, many 2045 units continued to operate in the 1990s and even into the 2000s in some regions. In the world of 1980s heavy-duty excavators, the Caterpillar 2045 stands out as an American-built powerhouse, combining rugged strength with the kind of long-term reliability that contractors loved. Number 6. Liebherr R980. German manufacturer Liebherr is today known for some of the largest hydraulic excavators on Earth, but that story really gained momentum in the late 1970s and 1980s. Early large models like the R980 and later the R991 laid the foundation for the ultra-class Liebherr machines we see in modern mines. These 1980s-era excavators were aimed squarely at high-production quarrying and mining operations, with operating weights well into the triple digits and bucket capacities that made short work of big rock loads. The design of these Liebherr excavators focused on massive structural strength and reliable hydraulics. Large welded box section booms, reinforced undercarriages, and heavy superstructures ensured that these machines could handle constant shock loads and operate around the clock. The engines driving them delivered significant horsepower, which in turn powered high-pressure hydraulic systems capable of delivering huge breakout forces. This meant that the buckets could penetrate tightly packed materials and lift large, dense loads without hesitation. The machines often worked in tandem with large rigid-frame haul trucks, forming the backbone of many mining fleets. What set Liebherr apart even back then was its attention to detail and component integration. Instead of simply overbuilding everything, they engineered systems that worked together efficiently. Engine, hydraulics, structure, and controls were designed as a complete package. Operator comfort and visibility were also taken seriously. For big mining excavators of the 1980s, these machines offered relatively modern enclosed cabs with good sightlines and reasonably ergonomic controls, reducing operator fatigue. Looking back, these Liebherr machines represented an important evolutionary step. They were among the early heavy-duty excavators that pointed toward the ultra-large hydraulic mining excavators that would dominate the industry in later decades. Number 7. Fiat Hitachi FH400. The Fiat Hitachi FH400 came from a collaboration between Italian industrial giant Fiat and Japanese manufacturer Hitachi, a partnership that combined European market experience with Japanese hydraulic expertise. The FH400 was a large crawler excavator that gained popularity in the late 1980s for heavy construction, quarrying, and industrial earth-moving jobs. It typically fell into the 40-plus ton class, which made it ideal for demanding tasks where smaller machines struggled but full mining-class excavators were overkill. One of the strengths of the FH400 was its powerful and smooth hydraulic system. Hitachi's influence was clear in the way the machine's hydraulic pumps and control valves were tuned, giving the excavator a responsive feel while still delivering serious digging and lifting power. The machine's heavy-duty boom and stick allowed it to work confidently in rock, dense clay. Contractors appreciated that it could be paired with large buckets or used with special attachments for demolition or rock breaking, making it a versatile tool for various heavy-duty tasks. From Fiat's side came experience in structural design and European job site demands. The FH400 featured a rugged undercarriage, strong frames, and smart service access. The cab offered good visibility and a reasonable level of comfort for long days in the seat. Perhaps just as important was the machine's reliability in the field. Many operators and owners reported that when maintained properly, the FH400 could run for years in tough conditions without major issues. In the broader story of 1980s heavy-duty excavators, the Fiat Hitachi FH400 represents a successful joint venture machine, a strong, capable excavator that proved the power of combining Japanese hydraulic technology with European manufacturing and market knowledge. Number 8. O&K RH40. While the bigger RH120 grabbed attention in large mines, The O&K RH40 was another 1980s excavator that earned deep respect in the heavy-duty category. It was smaller than the RH120, but still very much a serious machine, often used in large quarries, big construction sites, and smaller mining operations. With an operating weight in the several dozen tons range and a strong diesel engine, the RH40 delivered exactly what O&K was known for: reliable hydraulic power in a solid, no-nonsense package. The RH40's boom and arm were designed to handle intense stress loads. Working in rock quarries meant constant shock loading from digging into fractured rock and loading large chunks into crushers or trucks. The excavator's articulation points, pins, and bushings were engineered to stand up to this abuse. The hydraulic cylinders were sized generously, delivering substantial breakout and lifting forces, making it possible to use sizable buckets and keep cycle times fast. The machine's undercarriage, with its heavy-duty tracks and rollers, was built to handle uneven ground and constant repositioning. One of the reasons the RH40 is remembered as a strong excavator is its long-term durability. Many of these machines continued working well into the 1990s and even 2000s, especially in regions where owners preferred to rebuild heavy equipment rather than replace it. O&K's straightforward mechanical design helped mechanics repair and overhaul the machines without excessive complication. For operators, the cab offered a solid working environment with good visibility over the digging area and loading point, helping improve safety and productivity. Altogether, the RH40 was a trusted heavy-duty excavator of the 1980s, a machine that may not have been the absolute biggest but certainly ranked among the toughest. Number 9. Poclain 1000, early giant from Europe. Before many Japanese and German machines dominated the ultra-large hydraulic excavator market, French manufacturer Poclain had already made headlines with one of the earliest giant excavators, the Poclain 1000. Although its roots trace back to the 1970s, this massive machine continued to operate and influence heavy-duty excavation throughout the 1980s. The Poclain 1000 was one of the first truly huge hydraulic excavators, designed for large-scale earth-moving and mining tasks where traditional cable shovels used to rule. What made the Poclain 1000 so impressive was its size, an innovative hydraulic concept for the time. It was a trailblazer. Instead of relying on mechanical cables and winches like older shovels, it used hydraulics to move its enormous boom and bucket. This provided smoother motion, more precise control, and faster cycle times. The machine weighed hundreds of tons and could handle enormous bucket capacities, allowing it to remove large volumes of overburden or ore very efficiently. It represented a major shift from cable technology to hydraulic power at a scale many people thought impossible. In the 1980s, the Poclain 1000 still symbolized raw excavation power and bold engineering. Its presence on a job site was unforgettable. It towered over other equipment and moved material at an incredible rate. While later machines from Demag, Liebherr, Hitachi, and others would refine and surpass some of its capabilities, the Poclain 1000 remains a legendary giant that helped open the door for the whole class of mega excavators that followed. As one of the strongest heavy-duty excavators associated with that era, it reminds us that the 1980s were not just about machines in production at that exact moment, but also about earlier giants whose influence and operation carried deep into that decade. Number 10. Ruston-Bucyrus 1200 RH. To round out our list, we come to the Ruston-Bucyrus 1200 RH, a machine that nicely illustrates the transition from old-school cable shovels to modern hydraulic excavators. Ruston-Bucyrus, a company with deep roots in excavating machinery, had long built mechanical and cable-operated shovels, draglines, and cranes. But by the late 1970s and 1980s, the future clearly belonged to hydraulics. The 1200 RH was one of the heavy hydraulic excavators that emerged from this period, aimed at quarries, large construction sites, and smaller mining operations that demanded serious digging power. The 1200 RH combined strong structural design with robust hydraulic systems, built on the company's long experience in heavy machinery. Its upper structure, boom and stick, were built with heavy steel sections, designed to withstand constant impact and loading. The machine's hydraulic cylinders delivered high breakout forces, allowing it to work effectively in hard rock and compacted ground. The bucket size gave it very competitive production rates for its class, making it a cost-effective tool for operators who wanted heavy-duty performance without stepping all the way up into ultra-large mining machines. What makes the Ruston-Bucyrus 1200 RH particularly interesting is how it embodies the engineering mindset of the 1980s. It is a machine born at a crossroads, old mechanical traditions meeting new hydraulic innovation. While it might not be as widely recognized today as some Japanese, German, or American models, in its time it represented a serious, capable excavator that could stand up to tough workday realities. For operators used to older cable machines, the smoother, more responsive hydraulic control of the 1200 RH felt like a leap into the future. As part of the heavy-duty excavator landscape of the 1980s, it deserves recognition as one of the strong, hard-working machines that helped define that transitional era. So that's it for today. If you liked this video, then please hit the like and subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching.